Hello, everyone, and right with me, and even on our YouTube channel for Beyond the Book Media. Welcome to another Marketing Monday. I am your host today. My name is Jacinta Martin. And guys, if you don't know me, I'm the Operations Manager for Beyond the Book Media, where I get to help brands, entrepreneurs, and even industry leaders publish and market their books. So, guys, come on in the room. Let me know where you're joining me from as well. Say hi. We are using StreamYard, so be sure if you're on Facebook that you connected StreamYard so you can send me comments so you can participate with me as well today, guys. But before we jump into everything, what I want you to do for me is this: go ahead and invite at least two people who can use this information. And I'm going to tell you, the title of this information is How to Leverage Content You Already Have to Market Your Book. So I know you've got to know somebody who's on their lunch break who could use this information. Go ahead and share for me. But yes, guys, welcome. Come on into the room. As I said, my name's Jacinta Martin. I'm the operations manager for Beyond the Book Media. So, today, as I said, for Marketing Monday, I'm going to share actually 5 ways that you can leverage content that you already have. Let me tell you, there's nothing like leveraging content that you already have, because what it means is you do not have to reinvent the wheel. You can actually use what you already have, whether it be in your books, devotionals, and just many other things. You may have already created workbooks or things of that nature. Hi, guys, welcome. Come on into the room. I'm so glad to see these hays and these highs. I'm so grateful, you guys, for joining me. Thank you so much. But yeah, share this with at least two people who need this information. I promise you, sharing is caring, as my two children say. So, like I said, I'm going to share these 5 ways, but here's something I wanted to share with you guys as well. You know me as operations manager with Beyond the Book Media, but what you actually may not know about me is I am the creator of a blog called Fruitful Gems, where I teach people how to rebuild and heal their whole identity, which consists of their mind, body, and spirit, using the 9 fruits of God's spirit. So, just so you guys know, this is where I'm pulling from, where I'm talking about everything. I've actually been blogging since 2016. I am a 2-time author. One is a novel called The Fragmented Soul. The other is a devotional called From Faith to Faith, a 45 days devotional. Hi, everyone. Come on in. I'm so glad to see these hellos. Thank you for joining me. Be sure to share this with at least 2 people who need this information today, guys. And also, guys, I am a real estate agent in the state of Georgia. And as I said, a mom of 2 children. So, guys, with my background being said, let's dive more into this. Can anyone let me know? As I said, this is interactive. I like when people talk back to me. Let me know in the comments, what are some ways you have leveraged or thought about leveraging your content for to market your book? Go ahead, guys. Let me know in the comment. Have you ever leveraged your content already, or have you thought about it, and kind of where were you thinking? What areas were you thinking of leveraging? Share those with me. So, guys, I also wanted to share this with you as you're writing those in the comments for me. I'm super excited to just share with you all more about this. I'm excited to just give you more ways that you can actually leverage your content today. So, before I get started, I'm getting ready to get started in a minute. I want you guys to share this. I like, seriously, share this with at least 2 people. I heard you're currently marketing. Perfect. Oh, you're making a VRS. Oh, I love this. I love this. Guys, let me know your other ways that you were thinking as well. But before I jump right into it, what I want you to do for me as well, not only invite your 2 people, but for if you want more information like what you're going to receive today, this marketing information, tips, a wealth of knowledge. If you're like, I really need help with everything, or I really just, I'm not sure where to start when it comes to marketing, even the material that I already have. Well, we at Beyond the Book Media have what we call Beyond the Book influencers. It is a community of faith based entrepreneurs, writers, industry leaders, and you get marketing tips, content as well to help you actually leverage what you already have written. Because a lot of times when you join a community, you can actually see more information of how to utilize that information, right? So, guys, I'm going to put this up on here so you can see the way to join Beyond the Book Media influencers. You can do so by the ticker scrolling below as well. So I'll tell you more information about that, but I'm going to get into the meat and the potatoes of why we're here today because I understand it's lunchtime. So let me dive right into my 5 tips. What we're talking about today, of course, is leveraging your content you already have, which is a blessing because you do not have to start from scratch. We always think in this content creation world of ours that we have to create and create and create and just pump out information. Actually, this is not necessarily the case. But I wanted to give you something to stand on before I go into the 5 tips. I wanted to give you what God says about creation. In Exodus 35, 30 through 35, he said this to Moses. Moses told the Israelites, see, God has selected, and I'm going to butcher all of these Bible names, so please forgive me, any Bible scholars out there. But it was Beelzebul, son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah. He filled him with the Spirit of God, with skill, ability, and the know how for making all sorts of things to design and work in gold, silver, and bronze, to carve stones and set them, to carve wood, working in every kind of skilled craft. And he's also made him a teacher. He and I'm not even gonna butcher the name, so we're gonna skip over that part of the tribe of Dan. He gifted them with the know-how needed for carving, designing, weaving, embroidering in blue, purple, scarlet fabrics, and in fine linen. They can make anything and design anything. Let me tell you how good this word was to me. The reason why I'm introducing this from the Bible for you is that God gives us the ability to create. He gives us the skill set to create, to write our books, and to do the things that we've been called to do. So, guys, this is why I want to start here with Exodus 30, chapter 35, verse 30 through 35, because I wanted you to understand it's not what I'm saying, but what God has already ordained for you to be able to do. So if God gave them the power to create things, then so do you. You have the ability to create as well. So, with that being said, and without further ado, let's get into tip number 1. The way that you can leverage your content is this: create a blog. Now, you might have heard that over and over again, and you might be like, blogs are kind of played out. They've been around for a while. But let me tell you, just as the written word, books are the oldest form of writing and speaking and sharing knowledge, so are blogs. Blogs are still around. People like to read blogs. Many of the websites that you guys probably visit or see are also blogs as well. So, why create a blog? Well, listen, at its most basic, what a blog is this: it can help you develop an online presence, prove yourself as an expert in any industry, and attract more quality leads to all pages of your site. I hope you guys caught that, right? But I don't want to leave you with just this. I want to share with you more concrete examples each tip that I give you because I want it to make sense, right? So here's my concrete example. I wrote a devotional and I'm going to show it to you guys. I got it sitting right here just in case. It's called From Faith to Faith, the 45 days devotional that I just mentioned, right? Ooh, I see someone's currently writing a children's book. Perfect. I love it. Oh, yeah. Drop me your content you already have as well. I want to know. I want to know what content do you already have? Because see, you already see my book, right? My devotional. So here's the concrete evidence that I wanted to share with you. In one of these sections, I was previously married And I wrote about 11 years and 11 lessons that I learned while married. It was something on God's heart concerning love. So I wrote about it. I followed his lead and I wrote about it. And my example is this: I can actually take the lessons, the 11 lessons, and I can turn those into blogs. I can actually get out 11 different blogs based on my 11 lessons already, right? This is content I already have, already listed in here, right? And I can write about those in a little bit more in depth. And I'll give you a prime example of them. Some of the different lessons that I wrote about is: one, keep God first, work is required, get on one accord, pray again, and pray some more. Always make time, spiritual fight, not a physical one. Surrounded by wise counsel, forgiveness is key, patience is a virtue, silence is golden, and fully submitted. Now, see, I could take each one of those, all 11 of those, and I can present to you a blog on each of those lessons. I can go more in depth about what I mean by those, how you can do it. I can start to answer my favorite questions, right? The who, the what, the why, and the where. I can start to break those down for you. And now I have blogs, 11 different blogs that I can share with others to show that when it comes to marriage, here's my knowledge and understanding, right? But that's not it. I don't want to just leave you with that. I'll give you another prime example. I said I was a real estate agent in the state of Georgia as well. So, as a real estate agent, my favorite is I could create a guide for new home buyers, right? And in the new home buyers, I could do the same thing. I could have 11 chapters in that book. And in one of those chapters now can become my blog. For example, picking your realtor. I can provide 5 tips within the blog for how to pick an awesome realtor that works for you. So, things like that as well is what you can do to take content you already have, listen, already written content, and now create a blog. So that's tip number one, guys. So, guys, yeah, tell me, what content do you already have? Drop your content that you already have. Someone already said that they're working on or they're currently writing a children's book, and that can be utilized as well to help solidify you as an authority in your industry, right? Whatever the topic is. So, tip number two is this: create a podcast. Now, you guys have heard podcasting, and podcasting has been super important, especially in the movement where our voice is necessary. For all of us have been through lockdown with COVID-19, hearing other people's voices, hearing their passion about something, it matters, right? It matters. So, podcasting, so why create it? Why create a podcast? Podcasting is actually one of the best methods to talk about what you enjoy, what you're passionate about, right? You're able to talk super freely, which is amazing and wonderful, and engage with your audience on a very personal level. Not only is this an effective way to teach your audience and even share your understanding of a thing, right? But it also makes the experience more enjoyable, not only for them, but for you as well. Now, and I'm going to give you one tidbit. If you watched Marketing Monday last week when Vaughn was on talking about audiobooks, he always stresses there is power in our voice. So why not use your voice to share your knowledge, your expertise, your industry with others? Guys, I love this. I see some comments coming in. I see here a book of poetry and healing from past love relationships through a love relationship with God. I know that one's gonna be good. These are all gonna be good. I even see I have a children's book and a nonfiction book. Awesome, that's good. I even have a nonfiction. Well, I actually have a fiction book that I've been able to actually turn into more content as well. So, guys, it can be done across the board, but it has to be done very strategically when you do fiction. But guys, I'm loving these as well. And I see I have content on waitonmarriage.com, a podcast book and a workbook. Ooh, I love. And guys, yeah, drop me your questions. We'll get to the questions in just a minute. I see them rolling in. So we'll get to those in just a second. But guys, these are good. Keep them coming. So, with a podcast, I'm going to give you a concrete example. Like I said, I don't just want to give you tips without examples that you can actually start literally today to take off running, right? The thing is this: for the 11 years, 11 lessons on marriage, when you do a podcast, you want to do something a little bit shorter than a blog, right? People don't have all day to really sit around and listen. So it needs to be, keep it under about an hour, 2 hours, because at the end of the day, we're in a busy society. We're constantly moving. So for the topic on marriage, I could easily take the top 3 lessons and make it a conversation by inviting guests to be a part of that conversation with me, right? You can do that to leverage the content that you already have, get your guests engaged with those questions as well. So, whatever your top 3 lessons, so I'll give you real concrete. Let's say my top 3 were: keep God first, work on your marriage is required, and get on one accord, right? I can actually create questions around those topics, around those lessons, so that my guests can chime in and engage with me. So it's exciting for the audience. Or if it's just be me by myself doing the podcast, then I would talk about those and I would teach on those a little bit more in depth, because with those titles, you don't know what I mean exactly. So I would want you to understand what I mean. Okay. So, guys, hopefully this is good to you, because I promise you, this was good to me when God was breaking all this down, even more so for me. And I actually do all this stuff, and He just broke it down even further. So I'll give you another example. Let's say you're in real estate, right? And I want to talk about your realtor, how to pick an awesome one. I'm going to give you my top 3 ways for how to pick an awesome that works for you, and how to figure that out. And like I said, if I'm talking with other people, I'll engage them in the conversation with different questions on how they found their realtor. How did they come across their different person to help them find the home of their dreams or get into their first starter home, especially if we're talking about a guide for new homeowners. Okay, so just to give you guys some good example. So here's another one. Ooh, I see some good questions. Guys, especially if I have anyone from Beyond the Book Media on here with me, if you can help me keep track of these questions, because I see them rolling in, they are really good. I'm going to get to them shortly here. But tip 3 is this: create a YouTube channel. So, why create a YouTube channel? Well, let me say, as far as you've seen, there's a bunch of people on YouTube, but you can make yours unique, right? Just as you go to the grocery store and you see there is tons of bread, you can be one of those breads, right? Your voice is still needed in the midst of all the YouTube channels. And also, I wanted to share this with you. Having a YouTube channel can help you build your credibility by showcasing your personality, right? You want speaking engagements, you want to go the extra mile with those things. Go ahead, get on YouTube, start cataloging your videos. This is why you need to create this. More people these days want to build relationships. They want to buy from brands, from entrepreneurs, from industry leaders that they trust and believe in. So why not start today? Start today to set up your credibility by having a YouTube channel, right? It also allows your audience to build an ongoing virtual relationship with you, your business, your topic, and you as an industry leader as well. So, guys, I'll give you a concrete example for this one. So, let's say we did the 11 years, 11 lessons on marriage. For your YouTube channel, focus on one lesson, just one, and do almost not a deep dive, but something light, right? Something light that people can understand about it. So, for instance, I could do keep God first, right? And then go dive a little deeper into the who, what, and why that's important, so that you walk away feeling that transformation of why I need to listen to you. Why is this important? All of that. Those would be my points, right? Same with real estate. Focus on one tip. If we're talking about picking your realtor, especially if you're new to the home buying process, never did it before, then I don't want to overload you in a YouTube channel. I really want you focused and dialed in. Focus on one tip of how to pick your realtor, and I can go over the who, the what, the why, and the hows. So when you walk away from there, you're like, I can actually pick a realtor. I don't have to be intimidated by the overwhelming people that are in real estate. Okay. So hopefully these are helping. Yes, I love this. That's genius. To create credibility. Yes, this is how we utilize this as well. So, tip number 4 is this: create an online course. Listen, when we had COVID and the shutdown happened, I, as a realtor, could not get to any in person classes at all. So, the birthing of online courses was a godsend for me because I still have to do my continuing education credits. So, I wasn't able to get to nobody's in person class because that's the traditional way that it was done before COVID. So they started utilizing Zoom. My brokerage, and other real estate entities started utilizing Zoom and whatever else they needed to do to get in front of the face of their students, and hence the birth of online courses. So, guys, why create an online course? Well, this flourishing movement provides you an opportunity as an up and coming entrepreneur, author, brand leader, industry leader to get paid for sharing your knowledge. An edupreneur, as they like to call it, which is the newest term for educational entrepreneur, is someone who plans, opens, and successfully operates an educational service. And the role of today's entrepreneur is to educate the public while teaching on a specific subject or even helping them develop a specific skill. So, guys, I know you have books on a specific skill or somewhere or some information that people can develop from where they can receive transformation. Even here at Beyond the Book Media, we have what's called Book to Course to actually help you get started creating your course literally today. So, guys, I promise you, this is why you want to get in. If you have not already joined Beyond the Book Influencers, I encourage you to do so today because we are a wealth of knowledge. We've answered these questions and we have coaches to help you along the way. But not only that, we have people there who are doing the same thing as you, learning as you, to give you advice on what you're creating from the content that you already have. So, let me give you this concrete example for an online course, guys. So, going back to the 11 years, 11 lessons on marriage course. Let's say that's what I wanted to call it because you know what? I couldn't think of a name. So, we're just going to go with what I already named it for the blog and other things, right? With the 11 lessons, now I can create subsections for every single lesson. Give you an example. So, for Keep God First, now I can give you subsection. That's my subsection, right? Now I can even sub it down, even niche it down even more. I can show you 5 different ways I can create a who, what, where, when, and how just on that, and teach you that for every single section, right? That you can learn at your own pace, that you can take your time to go ahead and digest the information. So I can create that for work is required. That could be my next lesson in my 11 lessons, right? And I can give you the who, what, when, why, and how. You should do this, and break it down even further into subsections like that as well. So I hope you guys are getting the concrete image that this is not so foreign anymore. But I can even do the same in real estate. So for real estate, I can, let's say I have an 11 chapter guide for new home buyers, how to get your home, right? I create subsections such as finding your mortgage lender, and I'll provide you different ways, tips, things like that. And I can subsection those off because finding your mortgage lender is very broad. I need to give you more information and break that down into more subsections so that you understand how to actually go out here and find your mortgage lender. Because most people would assume I just Google a person, right? Not always the case. You might want to actually start with your bank that you bank with. They might have really good mortgage lenders there because a lot of times we overlook that. The other thing is, I might tell you in another lesson, save up for your down payment. And I give you tips and ways and the who, what, when, and how of how to do that. There's creative ways of how to get your down payments. It doesn't always have to be on you. One of the things I've always heard mortgage lenders say was this: do you have anybody you can borrow the money from? That's one of the ways. And it's something that we don't always consider. It's not in the forefront. We always think we got to do it alone. So the other thing too as well is pick your awesome realtor. I go back to that as another lesson, right? And I can give you the who, what, when, where, and how of how to do that. So that when you walk away from my course, you are ready to purchase your first home. Okay? So, guys, I hope this is getting the wheels turning. I hope this information is getting you excited to actually really get out there and try this stuff. It's not intimidating, I promise. It's really not. It is something that you could literally hit the ground running today with. And, guys, tip number 5 is this. Guys, if you have any questions, start adding those to our chat as well, because I'm going to take some time to go through and answer those questions. But I wanted to make sure, since we're on our lunch breaks, that you get these 5 tips as well. And if you have not already done so, please, please, please be sure to share this with somebody. There is somebody that needs this information, who knew they should have wrote a blog a while ago, started that podcast, done a YouTube channel, but we're not exactly sure to do what to do with the content that they already had sitting with them. So please share this. So, guys, tip number 5 is this: create a coaching program. So, why create a coaching program? Why would you want to do that? Well, the international coaching community actually describes coaching as unlocking a person's potential, maximizing their performance, and helping them learn rather than teaching them. A well thought out coaching program does all of these following things that I'm getting ready to mention. One, it helps a person change the way they want to travel in the direction of their goals, right? You can actually help somebody figure out, like if it's marriage goals, you can help them figure out how to get married. If it's real estate and buying their first home, you can help them buy their first home by providing the steps, right? It even supports a person at all levels on their journey to who and where they want to be. Isn't that all of us? I don't know about you guys, but every day I am working on me to become the best me I want to be, right? The me that God has even shown me. So, yes, I love coaching programs for this reason. It helps me to improve on something that I didn't have before, and even builds awareness that empowers choice and leads to change. Who doesn't want to help somebody empower their choice and lead them to a new change, right? In their growth while here. So, and let me say this: coaching programs can be one or two ways. They can be one-on-one or even in a group setting as well, right? Those are the ones that we typically often see time and time again. But those allow you to structure differently how you want to coach, right? As well. But you can even pull the same content. So, as I said, I want to leave you with concrete examples. So, for 11 years, 11 lessons on marriage, for instance, in my coaching program, what I could do is take work is required. And let's say people are like, what does that mean? I don't know exactly what does that mean. Well, I can actually teach how to put in the work to help you stay married. Right? What tools do you need? Is that date night ideas? Is that other things that you may have not necessarily thought about when it comes to staying married? We could talk about that. And that could be either on one-on-one or even a small group coaching that I could do and plan a lesson around that as well, right? So the next one for real estate, I can do the same thing with real estate, even for a guide for new homeowners with mortgage lenders. I can say what makes a good one, how to locate them, what paperwork do you need to have. Let's get you paperwork ready, right? That's like my get started guide. What do you need to have to give to your mortgage loan lender so you're not scrambling to pick and choose and figure it out on your own? I can coach you into that. I can help you understand what it is that you need so you're not just sitting there figuring it out all on your own as well. And the beautiful part about is, as I said, I can do this one on one with you, but I can also do it in a small group setting, like a small classroom setting as well. So, guys, I hope those are my 5 tips. I hope that this has inspired you to get up and move on the content that you have. You have 5 tips to leverage the content you already have to help you market your book. But if you need additional help, if you need additional resources, what you see scrolling below is Beyond the Book influencers. It is our creation here at Beyond the Book Media. Chanel saw it because we had a need for marketing. Our authors, our brand industry leaders, all had a need for marketing after publishing their book. And guys, in our membership, yearly membership actually offers you this monthly branding, marketing, and sales master classes, just like this, a taste of this one that you got today. You even get monthly Q&A calls, a private influencer group. Like I said, community is important when you're creating content. You need feedback. You need to hear, is this a great idea? Could this work? Do I need to tweak something? That is always helpful. You get community accountability. And we also have different bonuses as well. Go ahead and sign up today. Get that yearly membership so you can create the 5 different ways to leverage your content today. Get started on that today, guys. So, yeah, I wanted to share that with you, but I do have a little bit of time for questions. And I see, hold on, I'm going to see if I can find them. I know they were scrolling kind of fast. So, bear with me 1 second. And if you have a question, go ahead and drop that in our chat as well. Let's see. Okay, here's one. It says, can you blog about the things in the podcast? Janice, yes. If you have not blogged about it already, yes. Yes, you can. So if you have, Janice, my assumption is that you have podcast about the information that's in your book. And you can correct me, Janice, if you're still tuned in, if I'm wrong or not. But if you went from book to podcast, yes, you can also go from podcast to blog. Now you're just writing it out a little bit more in depth. All right. You're taking, let's say, one area or one chapter of your book. Let's say you did that. I'll walk you through it. If you took a chapter, you did a podcast, now you can take that chapter uh, and make it a blog and break it down even a little further as well for people, because you want to write about 1,000 to 2,000 words right around there. Some people like 1,300, 1,500 as the sweet spot for blogs. So you can actually expand upon that because you may not have expanded as deeply in your podcast. So I hope that answers your question, Janice, as well. And then we got another question. It says, if you're still writing the books, is it feasible to jump out blogging or video blogging, podcasting? So here's the interesting thing. Yes, you actually can. You can jump out there as you're still writing, because here's the thing. With the content, you can actually do use one of them and kind of make it a teaser to still establish what your knowledge is as well, right? So I would even say you could do the podcasting or even the video blogging, right? Something short. You almost now have introduced what's like a teaser to your audience that you're growing, that you're starting to grow as you show up continuously and consistently. So yes, you can actually start to do that. But I know, because I know we've been talking about how to leverage the content that you already have. But yes, I would even use it as a teaser for my book. So like for my so if my book, I'll use for an example, the 11 years, 11 lessons on marriage in this book, I would use that as a little teaser to start getting people engaged, to hear my voice about it as well. And let's see, I saw something else. Okay, what about domestic violence abuse as well as child molestation? Yes, you can talk about those things, because you'd be surprised how many people have dealt with these things and need help to overcome them. So, if you being an industry voice on how you overcame child molestation or how you overcame domestic violence and abuse, you'd be surprised how many people need the knowledge, tools, help to overcome these things. And let's see, I saw this one. I can. I'm okay. So you're currently writing a children's picture book. Can I possibly create an outline from my book? Depending on what the topic of your children's book is. Yes, there are ways that you can actually teach from your children's book. For instance, I don't have a children's book here. All my children's books are in their room. But what you can do is take a look at what the message of your children's picture book is, right? If it leads to something that's teachable for children, yes, you can create an outline from it. You can podcast from it. You can blog from it. If it teaches children something, right? Let's say you taught them to come against fear, okay? I'm just throwing something out there. But if you taught them, if you were trying to teach children through your children's picture book to come against fear, teach them the steps of how to do that. Create an outline based on that. You can even put that in your podcast, your blog. You can create a course for parents to help their children deal with fear. Because as a mom, let me tell you, I'm constantly seeking God to go, how do I help my children with this? Or how do I help them with that? Because they don't stay the same age. I have an 11-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son, and the conversations I got to have with her are very different going into teenage years than my 5-year-old son. So, yes, if your children's picture book teaches a child like a lesson, like what was those books that we had when we were younger that would always teach us a moral or a lesson at the end of those. If yours does that, yes, you can create an outline from your picture book. So let me see. Oh, I see another question. Guys, keep them coming. I hope this has been a blessing to you. Like I said, I'm going to pause here before I switch to the next question. If you have not done so, if you really need help to get started on this today, join Beyond the Book Influencers. I promise you, you won't regret it. Sign up for the yearly membership where you get everything that I mentioned and more. And for those who just came in, that is monthly branding, marketing, and sales masterclasses, monthly Q&A calls, private influencer group just for you to get exactly what you need, community accountability as well. And there's a couple of bonuses that are great to get you started. One of them is our book to course. Guys, you don't want to miss those bonuses or up by going with the yearly membership. I promise you it's well worth it. So, guys, I saw another one here say, I am self publishing a children's book. It's a picture storyboard. There's 2 lines to each page. How can I create an online course from my book? So, this is a great question. See, I would need to know a little bit more about your book. This is why I was talking about Beyond the Book influencers. See, that community, our private community where you could share more information. Because even based on your question, There's probably a way that it can be done. I would just need to know more. Same with our coaches over at Beyond the Book Influencers. They would need to know a little bit more to get of the meat of your book, to understand how to take it, how to translate it, and take it to create an online course as well. So, but great question. Very great question as well. But we would need to just need a little bit more detail of what it's about. What are you trying? What are you teaching in it? What are you? What's the? Is there a moral to your children's book? Okay, so we would just need to know a little bit more information. Let me see. Was there any other question? Oh, someone said I'd like a one-on-one. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, listen, to get your one on one, I promise you, my thing, you want to get the accountability with our Beyond the Book influencers. Definitely go ahead, look into that, because I promise you, the accountability in there with the group in there, they would definitely help you get more information on how to take your content, how to leverage it, and how to make the most of what you already have. And I love this. Let me see. I got some amazing comments here. It says, it has definitely been informative and a push toward creating the full package, the book curriculum, YouTube, etc. Oh, you're more than welcome, guys. I'm glad these nuggets have helped you as well. And thank you for joining us today. It says, the book will allow gifts to discover. Oh, girls, excuse me. The book will allow girls to discover the beauty God created. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Because yeah, self-esteem in this season. Oh my goodness. This is going to be an amazing one. And you can definitely, with this topic, most definitely create blogs, podcasts, and so forth and so on with the content that you already have created. So I hope these tips have helped you as well. Let me see this one. Yes, moral of the book. Yes, as long as your book teaches something, helps people overcome something, takes them on a journey of transformation, you can create all of these things that I have mentioned or and more. Oh, you're more than welcome. You are more than welcome, guys. Any additional questions? If so, I have just a little bit more time. Go ahead and drop them in here, or even share with me what's your takeaways, anything you want to get started with today, because I promise you, there's no time like the present to go ahead and start thinking about what you want to create from this as well. But if you're it like, I have no idea where to start, I have so much content, I promise you, you want to join Beyond the Book Media Influencers. You want to join that today so you can get started as well. Let's see. I'm seeing all these. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, guys. You're more than welcome. Listen, God is so good in giving us here at Beyond the Book Media the vision to take you guys beyond the book, because He's done it for Chanel, He's done it for our coaches. So why not share the knowledge that we've learned with you all? So that's what this was today, to share with you all. But if you need more than just this, because listen, Monday only comes once a week. Join Beyond the Book Media Influencers. Get all the help you need. Go sign up for that yearly membership and make your blogs, your podcasts, your all your different content in that 1 year. I promise you, you'll see that return on your investment by investing in yourself. Because if you take that year, you won't feel so rushed. You can take your time, create your content, get your questions asked, and release it little by little as well, so that you're building up your voice, your presence, your authority about the subject that you're here to talk and help other people with. As you heard me say, it is God that gives us the ability to do this, to create. So why not create from the content that He already has given you? So let's see. I think I might have, let's see, what's this? You said, if you're still writing the books, is it feasible to jump out there with the online presence? Yes, it is. And here's why. You can still build out your online presence, right? while doing that, because think about it. One of the things that I said was this: people buy from who they know, right? This is why we buy stuff from Oprah. Most of us don't know her personal life. We don't know who she is behind closed doors when the cameras are off and the makeup's all gone. But we feel like we know her. She invited us in. So it's easy to be like, Oprah has a book club. Okay, I'm going to get that book. Or Oprah's new magazine is out. I'm going to get that. Or my favorite, Oprah's favorite things. Okay, now all of her favorite things are fabulous. So, this is why we buy it. We think we know Oprah. So people need to know you as well. You want your book to move and to get in the hands of the people that it's supposed to be called to. Yes, start little. Like, it doesn't, you don't have to jump out there when building your online presence. You don't have to jump out there with all five that I just said. Start with something that's a teaser, right? Like a YouTube channel can be a teaser. Even podcasting and talking and just making having people hear your voice is a teaser, right, for your book as well. So that's why, and it doesn't mean that the information has to be set in stone as well. Okay. So someone said the monthly membership isn't available any longer for Beyond the Book Media Influencers. It should be, but definitely check out I believe it should be. Let me say that. Hold on. Let me see something while I'm on here. Um, Oh, okay. Yeah, we have just the quarterly and the yearly based on what I'm seeing. Based on what I'm seeing. But we can reach out to the rest of our people at Beyond the Book Media, or the rest of our team, and just see as well. So I can check on that. Great question. Very great question, guys. Um so Oh, I see someone answered it. Yep, they said yes, it is. You just don't get the bonuses. Okay. Thank you for answering that. I think that's one of our team as well. And let me tell you, those bonuses are worth it, because the bonuses that you get, that book to course bonus by itself, hands down, is amazing. Okay. Hands down, it's amazing, because we are literally, like I said, we're in a season where lots of people are turning to courses online that are self-paced as well. And as I told you my story earlier, as a real estate agent in the state of Georgia, when COVID happened, we had to go to education via virtual. So if you can turn your book into a course, taking the content that you already have, I promise you it'll be well worth it as well. Well worth it. Let's see. All right, everybody, you're more than welcome. It seems my team is helping me out. Thank you, team. uh, so, guys, this is my time. I am going to let you go enjoy the rest of your lunch. Thank you for joining me. My name, as I said, is Jacinta Martin. I am the Operations Manager for Beyond the Book Media. And I hope these 5 tips have helped you. Be sure to share this information with somebody else. I know there's somebody out there, at least 2 people, that you can share this information with, and even share with them the link for Beyond the Book Media Influencers that is scrolling down below, because there's somebody else that definitely can use this information and get started on leveraging the content that they already have in their hands. Let's see, guys. Oh, you're more than welcome, Lisa. Have a wonderful rest of your lunch. Oh, you're welcome, Janice, as always. Enjoy your lunchtime. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Bye, guys.